Hey everyone, Liz Miller from Constellation Research. And I wanted to come back and double tap on something really important that we talked about in the last CR CX Convo that I had. I was joined by Nitin Badjatia from SAP CX, and we talked a lot about what was happening with SAP's CX portfolio, which, yes, a lot is happening. We talked a lot about what was happening with kind of the architecture of how modern tools and systems were being built, leveraging that microservices architecture, really being able to connect the entirety of an enterprise stack with the entirety of data. That's not what I want to double down into. What I really want to talk about is something that Nitin and I discussed about modern CX. And it really is about that capacity to realize what modern CX actually is. And so I'm going to challenge everybody with this idea. For a really long time, we've been talking about customer experience as being that faculty to deliver personalized moments to a customer in their moment of need, delivering that right message, right time, right channel. This has been something that everyone across CX, be it sales, service, marketing, we have all been striving for what feels like decades now. Yet for some reason, we keep falling short. And I think that's the hard truth. That's the hard reality here. That as we keep trying to co-create with our customers, I think it was so great for Nitin to call out, that every single engagement, every moment, every opportunity we have to communicate with our customers is an opportunity to co-create. Our customers are the ones that really hold the keys to that. They're the ones having the emotion. They're the ones feeling and experiencing and ingesting our experiences. In fact, it's really customer '(S) experience, right? We've misnamed it this whole time. But if we really want to capture that modern customer experience, the one that puts the customer at the center of those decisions, the center of our business operations, and the center of our experience strategy, we've got to start rethinking what the goal here is. And I would argue this: while we've been chasing personalization, we should have been chasing context. Because it's the context in which the customer exists that becomes critical to our capacity to connect. So when it comes to this context, what is it that we're really talking about? What do we have to zero in on and really ask? Do our people, do our systems, do our processes have access to these three things? First on my list, we got to know about the customer. A lot of us talk about whether it's a single source of truth, whether it is a complete understanding, whether it's all the data, whether it's a 360. However you want to describe this and label it. It's, do our systems, do our tools, does our data give us the totality of what the customer wants and needs us to know about them? Does that information, does that intelligence seep through the entirety of our stack, through the entirety of our business? Do we know so much about not only what the customer wants and needs, but what they expect in that moment, that it becomes second nature? It becomes an ambient moment for us, that we're just there, we're just present. We're not disruptive, we're not divisive, we're not taking away, but we know so much about our customer that we know when they want to have an experience, but we also know when they don't want to have that experience. We know about the void, how to fill it, how not to fill it. So that's the first thing we need to know. What's the second thing we need to know? Well, of course, we need to know about our business, right? We need to know what's happening at the point of interaction, at the point of engagement, at the point of service. We need to actually understand that moment when our organization, when our brand intersects with the life of our customer. It's not just about what email, what social content, what review, all the things that we in marketing love to be able to track. It's literally, did they get their product? Did they get the package that they ordered in the time they expected, in the condition they expected, in the space and place they expected? Or did something happen? Do we know our business and our systems so well? Do we know our supply chain? Do we know how much is available? Do we know everything about our business and the systems that control that we can start to align our customer with our business? can we make those intersecting circles? If we think of them as two circles that are both 360 degrees around, can we actually look at both of those and start to bring them together? Because it's that moment when the customer realizes my package should have been here yesterday and it's not. Or they said it was going to be here today. It's here today and it's totally thrashed. It's that moment. It's that moment of need. It's that moment of expectation when we have an opportunity to co-create with that customer to not only maybe proactively resolve an issue, but actually set the groundwork for the next opportunity. And that's when things get exciting. But there's a third and really important component to context that's super easy to forget. Why? Because it's hard. I know, I get it. What could be harder than knowing everything that you should know about your customer and everything you need to know about your business? Well, there's a third player in all of this, and that's your industry. Markets are shifting, and the reality is that our competitors are always setting the bar. We are always setting the bar. There are things that are so unique, that are so specific, but so small, that are specific to our industry, that we not only need to adhere to for our business practices, they might be regulatory demands and needs, but they might be customer expectations. It might be expectations that are set because of the industry that we exist in, because of our market, that makes our capacity to meet the moment, our capacity to take that opportunity, to seize the opportunity, to impact our customers' feeling, their emotion, their reaction, that we have to understand our industry so well. Better than we think we do right now. Here's the real trick. And here's the question I want all of you to ask yourselves. While we may know a lot about these three areas, we might be able to look at our customer, our business, our industry, and say, we got that. Do your systems? Do your tools? Do your data? Do your processes? Do your workflows? Are you able to pull in the intelligence from each of these areas with every single opportunity? Or are we reinventing the wheel every single time we set up a campaign? The reality of modern CX is that none of this can be reset, because it would have to be reset in a moment. And that moment passes just as fast as it appears. So, just like Nitin and I talked about in our last convo, are we truly able to capitalize on the moment that matters to both our customer and to our business, in context of our industry, in a way that screams intelligence? Or are we guessing? The difference between organizations that will win through a customer's experience are going to be those that have the tools and the solutions that are flexible, agile, robust, connected to data, powered by AI, all of those amazing things. But they're going to be the tools, and they're going to be the practices and the operations that know how to do it all in context. Because it's the customer's context, the business's context, and our market, our industry's context. Those three things coming together, that's where the win is. Now, here's the exciting news. For our next CX Convo, we're actually going to get to talk to some customers who are actually doing this, that are experiencing this, that are building the hard things. So stick around. Can't wait to see you next time. Until then, Liz Miller from Constellation Research.